is Marvin Henderson. I'm with Henderson Auction in Livingston, Louisiana. There's several issues, and one of them, of course, we keep talking about protecting the public. Well, sellers are part of the public in our auction business. And I think an auctioneer has a fiduciary duty to a seller to protect him as well as protecting any other public. We've heard talk about ripping the people off or people losing attendance. And of course, the buyer has a right to quit at any time he wants to. Nobody has a gun to his head. Nobody has a knife to his throat. The seller has, and the buyer has a right to bid. We do have sellers that bid on their own merchandise, protect their own merchandise. We call it buybacks in our industry. And everybody, you're talking about people being familiar in the industry, everybody in this industry knows exactly what they're doing. If Joe Touton from home Louisiana sends 100 trucks to my sale, you think he's going to sit on his hands and let them sell for whatever price? Or Benny Senac sends $1 million worth of equipment to our sale. You think he's going to shut his eyes and just whatever happens, happens? He expects us to give him some protection also. So we have a fiduciary duty to our sellers. And if a seller has someone to bid it in, it's not something for me to determine. He has a right to protect his interest as well as anybody else. It's my feelings, and I certainly ask you to consider rejecting this bill, because I think it would be an awful crippling effect on our industry. There's already some laws in effect that would cover things if it's brought up to, but to do this, I think, would just be a horrible thing in our industry. And again, humbly ask you to reject this bill.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Baldone.
Thank you. First of all, I think y'all not understand the complete bill, because you said in your scenario that you said there's hundreds of people out there, thousands of people out there. How are you supposed to know? Well, if you don't know, it's not a crime because it's not intentional. If you don't know, if you pull up somebody, somebody out there, a seller has somebody out there bidding for him, and you don't know that, you've not committed a crime because there's no intent on your part. It could be for the seller, and that's why it's expanded the crime. Do you understand that if you don't have any intention or you have no knowledge of the person out there, then it's not a crime that you've committed?
I understand that, sir, but it's opening a door for many, many lawsuits. And
how's it opening a door for many lawsuits?
Well, a person buys something, and as someone said earlier, get bidder's remorse, and they go back and they start seeking someone. Well, who was bidding on this thing? Well, I found over here that Joe was bidding, and Joe's a buddy to Sam, so I'm going to sue Sam, and I'm going to sue the auctioneer, and they sue everybody who passed by that day. And I think the laws are already covering the situation.
They can do that civilly right now.
Why do we need more?
They can do that civilly right now, correct?
Make what?
They can do that civilly right now, sue you for...
Sure they can sue.
Okay, well then all I'm trying to do is make it a crime as well, and match the civil penalties. Is this common practice? Does this really go on?
Certainly it goes on,
All right.
sir.